Greetings, my beautiful friends. It's Colrain or Colrain Tarot here on YouTube. My pronouns are they, them. And we are going to get started with this beautiful reading brought to you by your spirit guides, focused on a message of forgiveness. And I just want to invite you in this moment to take a deep breath. Breathe into the center of your being. Feel your energy restored to yourself. Feel your aura protected and surrounded by your spirit guides of love, wisdom, compassion, truth, and alignment. And know that you are going to receive a message here in this reading today that you are meant to hear at this point on your path, on your sacred journey. I'm so grateful to read for you. And here we have group 1 with the Septarian node. Group 2 with the Sunstone. And finally, our third path, our third group with the Chrysocolla. So I will see you in your group. Bye, friend. Greetings, group 1. If you selected this first card from the Rumi Oracle, this is your reading. So, group 1, this is interesting. I've been feeling like there is a specific person that you are wanting a message of forgiveness from. And I'm assuming that this is a person who you have some kind of intimate connection to. Either you lived with this person or you were in a serious relationship with this person, or maybe you still are, or maybe this is a person who is a family member. But there's something about like the home involved in this. And there's also a sense of being in an environment that creates a lot of misunderstanding or people not understanding your true intention. And I'm seeing like this person who is standing up above, and I'm holding this here so you can get a good look at it intuitively, and if you pick up on any messages with your own intuition, you can do that. But I'm seeing a person who's looking over a somewhat tumultuous valley or collection of valleys, collection of like waves on the ocean. There's something here where, just that physical environment and these shared spaces that you've kind of been having to rise above a lot of challenges within your life. And like really bring in this energy of light, of awareness, of hope within your circumstances. And so the universe, your spirit guides are really wanting to bring in this message of forgiveness. Ooh, and they're hitting sorry, my throat, because it feels like there's been some stuff that's been held back from pride, from ego within the folks that you are needing some forgiveness from in this situation. So I want to give you a little message from the Septarian node that you chose before we go deeper. And I will show you what's on the other side of this card, but as our closing message. So this Septarian, you can see maybe patterns in it yourself or images. But what I was seeing when I was scrying into it is that this really looks like a dog to me, Zero from Nightmare Before Christmas. And I believe he's Jack's dog, but he observes a lot of misunderstandings in their relationship. And I'm just feeling like there's something in your life right now where there are similar misunderstandings. And if you do have a dog on the other side who's passed over, they're wanting to let you know that they have seen these struggles that you've been through, again, hitting the throat area. That they've seen these challenges, maybe moments where you are feeling really down on yourself because of this, or questioning how you want to express yourself, or questioning your own like perceptions. And this dog spirit is really wanting to support you in finding the truth, in standing up for yourself, and in just making good connections in your life. So I'm going to start with the cards, and I'm not going to take reversals right now. Actually, I do feel like this one needs to be reversed. And so these are going to be your messages of forgiveness. Again, for this group, I'm feeling like there's multiple groups of people or multiple individuals that have different things to say to you. And when I asked your spirit guides for more information, they like threw a bunch of cards out. And I'm feeling like right now these are actually going to be clarifiers. So I'm going to place them with the situations that I think that they're going to clarify. And okay, we're going to get into it. So right here, the Temperance card with Pictor, assistance, encouragement, and patronage. This is someone that I feel like would have been in a teacher position or a mentor position, providing you with some kind of insight or experience. Maybe this is like a boss. Just somebody who's definitely older than you, or maybe in a senior position to you. And I'm feeling the throat again. I swear before this I was not coughing or anything, and I had been talking and stuff. So your group, there's something here about an opening of the throat and a fear of being seen that's being broken open through these reception of this forgiveness. I feel like there's forgiveness that's needed on both sides of this situation, in order to balance and help you both understand and lay this to rest in the past. So I feel like this person was not able to fulfill their role of assistance, encouragement, and patronage. Maybe this was a client or something as well, I'm getting for some of you. There's something here where there was like a kind of interesting like way that the power dynamic affected this person's pride, affected this person's ego. Maybe if you were being mentored by this person, you were excelling in a way that this person was not prepared emotionally to support you. And I feel like their higher self is here, helping to encourage you, because they know that even though they were part of a challenge that you faced, they see that you're rising, and you were able to look over the situation with a sense of level-headedness and maturity that they really do have respect for you on. And I feel like this person is saying, you may have trouble forgiving me or interacting with me on the human realm or in the human realm, but just know that I do have a lot of respect for you as a professional, and for the ways that we've connected. My cat is having something to say about this. So I don't know, I feel like you might heal through connecting with animals as well, especially since there's horses on this card. But there is definitely something about being able to move on and overcome this, especially if this person brought in a sense of competition or made you feel like you had to kind of prove yourself. It feels like there is an opportunity here to, when you forgive this person or forgive this situation, let go of that sense of having to compete for what you deserve. And to clarify, we have here the Six of Water, Draco, Fortitude, Resilience, and Humility in the reverse position, with the Black Hole in reverse as well. Drain of resources, dangerous undercurrent. So I feel like maybe this person was facing some kind of like emotional drain, or like maybe they were facing like difficult times financially. Because this is even talking about like hoarding your wealth, keeping kind of your resources to yourself, like maybe even like a greed. But yeah, you know the situation on an intuitive level, but this person may have been facing difficulties that had nothing to do with you, but they projected that it was your fault or that you were somehow, adding to the situation. But I do feel like there is forgiveness here in the sense that this person, even on a subconscious level, has acknowledged that their own situation and shortcomings did lead to the demise of this situation, and no matter how much they wanted to place the blame on you, there's a sense of like understanding that yeah, like anything that they were putting on you unnecessarily was really their own difficulty maybe handling the role or the position that they were in. Yeah, there is an acknowledgement that maybe this person was holding you to a harsh standard or something, or they were just not equipped to like be in a teacher position or a mentor position, or if this was a client, like maybe they needed more support than you could offer, or they needed to preserve their resources, something like that. But yeah, there's a lot of energy here. So we're going to move forward. Hopefully that was helpful with that situation. This one feels more of like an intimate, dealing with the home, like a partner for a lot of you, or an ex. The Earth, for Four of Earth, Corona Australis, dogma, conviction, and devotion. I feel like this person, whoever this was really stubborn, or is. They're really stubborn, and there's something about, if you're still with this person or if you're not with this person, there's something about apologizing and wanting forgiveness for... Sorry, I don't know exactly where I just left off, but yeah, there's something about this person being really stubborn, or like kind of martyring themselves over certain opinions. Yeah, and we have Capricornus, judgment in the reverse, so more earth energy, prioritization, analysis, and practicality. This person was maybe being really critical or judgmental. Yeah, they're like being almost like logical to a fault or something. And so they're wanting to offer you forgiveness for whatever perceived injustices they were saying that you had. Maybe they were accusing you of something, and they're wanting to let it go. Observation, big picture, and discovery. They're also wanting you to see that maybe the pettiness of the argument or the stubbornness, like, it doesn't really matter in the long run. And there's like something to be learned, something to be gained from this. And I also feel like this person maybe has a lot of like responsibilities on their plate or something. And so, yeah, they may have unfairly kind of taken it out on you. Over here, I feel like this message of forgiveness is coming from within yourself, within your community, like kind of a broader message of forgiveness from your guides. And it's saying like, with the Eight of Air in the reverse, entrapment, liability, and deception, there's a message of forgiveness for forgiving yourself and also forgiving your society, because I feel like there may be some things where you're projecting anger onto like members of your community, members of your family, where like maybe they bought into certain like narratives or conditions that like feel like they're providing them with some kind of like philosophy or something that would protect them or help them, but really it's like a deceptive like kind of trap or something. And I feel like forgiving people and being able to assess like what they really need might help you, because you do like help you to feel free from this like mental fight or argument that's happening. This loss of passion maybe from this like deception. and help you to rise above and provide what you need to provide in the situation. And to clarify here, we have the Knight of Fire, the chameleon, adaptability, adjustment, and camouflage. So yes, this is about passion in some way, being disrupted by beliefs. And the Knight of Fire, I see how all these other people, you know, they're soldiers are really good at listening, right? They follow orders. But this chameleon, adaptability, adjustment, camouflage, this Knight of Fire is like kind of, they're blending in, but they're also choosing to stay on guard and watch and kind of like bypass the rules in a way. So I feel like there's something here where you can forgive yourself for maybe, you know, if you've been holding yourself to a standard of like being good or like lawful. There's I'm not saying to go and, you know, break any laws or anything, but it feels like there's something here where, you know, you can forgive yourself for the ways that you had to maybe blend in to survive, or the people around you have had to do that, and there's like a compassion that will help support this situation moving forward. So I'm going to get you second to final oracle from your guides. So what does group 1 still need to know about this message of forgiveness? We got Mitraginia, shape-shifting. So yeah, there is something about like the changeable nature. And this is Saturn and Neptune. So when you understand that maybe some of the things you've been holding on to, you've simply just been holding on to them. Like once there's an amount of surrender, an amount of acknowledgement that things are constantly shifting and changing, and that there's like a higher awareness that you take on, there's going to be a lot of struggle, a lot of strife, a lot of self-doubt, a lot of like anger, you know, these kind of energies that are carried in the body that you're going to be able to release. And allow for the delicacy of situations in your life to kind of be brought to the forefront. And I see as a common thread in all of these 3 situations a sense of like compassion and recognition of the desires of others, while still honoring how these disappointments made you feel, and how they require you to gain knowledge and information through each situation by kind of shape-shifting, and recognizing where people are making you bend into shapes that you don't necessarily like, that are uncomfortable. They're you know, like making you bend over backwards essentially for something where it's not equal, or there's not you know, people aren't matching your energy fairly. So let's see what your first card finally wants to say. It says, you who show the way. The logical mind finds consolation in reaching a level of comfort in life. Lovers are focused beyond their own comfort. Just as the sun breaks through darkness, bringing light to the world by simply being itself, so too does your inner sun, your soul. You are an inspiration to many and help many more than you realize. This is an acknowledgement of who and what you are, given freely because you are ready to receive it. Beautiful message, group 1. I want to thank you so very much for being here. I want to thank your guides for being here, and every force in the universe that brought us together for this beautiful reading today. I will see you in another video, my friend. If you are interested in a personal reading or a Reiki session or any of my other offerings, they are listed at my website in the description below. I will see you in another video. Bye. Greetings, group 2. If you selected this second card from the Rumi Oracle. Ooh, we're getting ashes blowing everywhere. This is your reading. So I don't know if you caught that, but this was like, you know, blazing Yeah, just the energy in this group feels strong. It feels passionate. It feels inspired. You may be somebody that's a bit outspoken. You're not afraid to share your opinion about things. And it feels like your message of forgiveness today is going to be focused on, well, I'm feeling first like forgiving yourself. There may be certain health things that you feel like you've been failing yourself on or not sticking to a certain guideline on. Let's see. Tukana, 3 of fire, expression, confidence, and communication. So yes, an affirmation. Maybe you're somewhat ashamed about like how you've spoken out. And your guides are like wanting you to really forgive yourself for kind of the shame around being unapologetic. Maybe other people have been wanting to make you feel ashamed for certain things that you weren't feeling ashamed about. And you've been like maybe picking up on that or integrating that. The moon in the reverse, 17. Secrets, mystery, and cycles in the reverse. I want another card for this, please, spirit guides. Ophiuchus and serpents in the reverse. And I was feeling like a snake energy. Even though it's not on here. Well, I guess there is a snake coiled around in the back. Knowledge, ethics, and integrity, the king of fire. So there's a lot of fire and lunar energy. So Cancer, Sagittarius, Aries, and Leo are the signs I'm feeling. Yeah, maybe you had an idea or a creative project and you're feeling maybe insecure potentially about something that you've shared. I'm noticing too, there are 2 people meeting in the background of this card. Okay, so that's going to be an aside. I'm going to put my finger here and leave it here for a second because that's another message, but this is related to something else. Maybe there are fears that have been holding you back, or you've been believing the fears. And it feels like your spirit guides are wanting you to forgive yourself for the ways that you needed to. Even the serpent on some level represents like a deep subconscious fear. Maybe it's a fear of standing out, a fear of being isolated, a fear of failure, even a fear of death. There's something like deep going on. There may also be on some level a fear of becoming like someone else. Cycles, yeah, repeating a cycle. And because of your knowledge, your ethics, and your integrity, there's something where it's like your own mind has twisted itself in knots, and your spirit guides are wanting you to forgive yourself for the ways that maybe you've battled with mental health challenges, that your own creativity has been blocked, or you feel like you haven't been able to make the moves that you need to make in your life to represent yourself properly. this may also be where you've said things impulsively, or done things that were maybe selfish, or out of alignment of your ethics and your integrity because of these influences of these emotional cycles. And it's like your spirit guides are saying that the influence or the circumstances that you grew up in, or the people that you've, been in relationship with, like, yes, in some ways we make choices to establish a dynamic, but in the grander scheme of things, it's not always completely your fault. If you don't have the proper support to, really deal with the effects of these situations. And sometimes we do act out of alignment with our ethics, or impulsively. Yeah. And it just feels like there's like something that you've been trying to uncover within your subconscious, or your unconscious, that your spirit guides are really wanting you to find forgiveness for yourself within these patterns, because there's a lot of like transformation. There's a lot of all these creatures around this moon here are like amphibians, or reptilian in some way. So there's something about like independence, even this with the snake, like reptile. There's an independence and a self-sufficiency that is, you've had to like be very self-reliant, and kind of be your own advocate in a lot of ways. And in other ways, it's like overcompensating, or being selfish at some times is natural when we're in environments that don't necessarily honor us, or when we're in societies and cultures, which I'm feeling like for some of you this is like a misogyny thing, where you were undervalued because of certain identities that you hold, or the way that people perceive you. And so your outspokenness, your confidence, was undermined in a lot of ways, and so you had to maybe like swing the opposite way, and there was a little bit of shame in that. With this here, I do feel like there's another message coming through of forgiveness from a friend, a close friend who I feel like either you've had a falling out with, or it was just like things kind of naturally fizzled in some ways. But this person, they're saying, I want you to forgive me for anything that you're still holding on to around the dissolution of this friendship. And they're saying, like, you really served an important role in my life at the time that you were in my life. And I really want to thank you for the perspective that you brought into my life. Maybe you had to bring this person like a harsh truth or something, but this person is very much grateful for the friendship that you provided. And that I feel like this person is saying that if you do want to rekindle the friendship, I feel like, there would have to be some honest discussion. But I feel like this person is saying that they've seen the way that this cycle has been affecting you, and they maybe have more compassion than you expect them to. If you were to reach back out and bring this friendship closer, and invest time and energy into it, because I feel like this person, you may have had difficulty accepting them because you share similar traits of outspokenness, and like kind of courageous self-expression, and conviction and passion. Yeah. So let's get you an oracle card from the Herbal Astrology Pocket Oracle. Whoa. Okay. And I'm not going to read this in reverse. So another card about the night, about the dream space, about the unconscious, with the poppy coming forward. Neptune and Saturn, I think. Yeah. And the waves. So more oceanic energy. So it feels like whatever this forgiveness is, it is going to affect you on a subconscious level. And we have like the image of Neptune. And poppies are, used to make opium. They're intoxicants. They get us into altered states. And I'm thinking about opium in particular has this like kind of craze to it. And there is a sense of, like when it's introduced in The Wizard of Oz, it's a forgetfulness. There's an aspect of this flower that is just, dream inducing. And it feels like there's maybe some self perception that has become almost dreamlike, that's pulled you into an alternate form of self perception. And it's like your higher self, your spirit guides really want you to break that illusion of self, and free yourself from this like craze in a way. And also dreams, they bring us symbolic information that we can use to interpret circumstances in our waking life. And it feels like there are aspects of this forgiveness process that are going to become symbolic for you. Maybe a ritual that's going to develop out of it. And I do feel like part of this may involve the water or the moon, the cycles of the moon, going through the forgiveness process over a certain time period, and noticing how these emotions rise and fall, and they're part of a larger body of deeper subconscious emotion, that I feel like is helping you a lot with your shadow work journey, with this experience of release that's happening in your life, with a sense of like personal integrity and power and self-image. Yeah. So, and the sunstone too. I didn't even realize you chose the sunstone until now. The sunstone is about bringing more joy back into your life and finding self-value and self-worth and self-confidence, and being able to harness the energy of the sun, which actually does allow the moon to shine and reflect that light too. So there's something about like finding proper reflections in your life as well, people who can maybe mirror your energy more genuinely, more authentically, and help you to kind of fact check like your dream, like the reality that you've been dreaming up. Help to ground you in that. So let's get your final message from the Rumi Oracle, the one that you chose. Oh, I had it upside down. So there may be something about that. And just, okay, do you see how there are these people that are looking at each other? Kind of like these people. And I just saw the name of this card, Sacred Soul Sister. So you may want to think about that relationship between the sun and the moon, like sisters. Or that relationship that I was mentioning with this friend who's fallen out, like rekindling that or investing more time into it. But it says, Sacred Soul Sister, when you are beyond consciousness, the ecstasy of love moves your way. This can also be about, seeing yourself as your sacred soul sister, or your higher self as that. But yeah, when you are beyond consciousness, the ecstasy of love moves your way. So this is about like diving into a different state of consciousness, being beyond consciousness. You know something deep in your bones. It doesn't have to make sense. It may be joy, or it may be the realization that a deep inner pain is to be released now, yes, so that joy may arise. It may be that something is going to work out beautifully, despite appearances to the contrary. It may be that you are meant to take a certain path. You just know. And that is where I want to leave it for you, group 2. Thank you so very much for being here, for allowing me to read for you. I want to send so much love your way, to your guides, to every other being in the universe that brought us together for this reading today. I will see you in another video, my friend. Bye. Greetings, beautiful group 3. If you've selected this third group, this third path, this is your forgiveness reading. Immediately for this group, I'm feeling that there is a need for forgiveness of a parent figure, someone who was responsible for you in your youth, who has a great effect on your sense of personal responsibility, your understanding of how the world works. And there may be other folks that come forward that are involved in this situation, but you're going to know exactly who's coming forward, who wants to either be forgiven or ask for your forgiveness, or both, or offer you some forgiveness, potentially, because I'm feeling for a very small group of you who select this pile that you're going to be looking for forgiveness from this person, because maybe you feel that you took their advice for granted, maybe you feel like you failed them in some way, and for those of you that feel this way, it may be that this person is on the other side and that's why you're feeling this way, because you may feel like since they've passed or since they've been gone, there's been a sense of responsibility that you weren't able to carry out, maybe like final wishes, things like that. So let's see. Okay, yeah, underlying emotional issues, self-doubt and fear. So if you are looking to gain forgiveness from this person, they're seeing that you're struggling with it, and if you are looking to forgive this individual for something that they've done, they are wanting to communicate that they are acknowledging the responsibility that their underlying emotional issue, their self-doubt or their fear played in the situation. So for some of you, hopefully you're still here if you didn't resonate with the parent message. For some of you, this is about a romantic partner that, or maybe like a situationship type thing where this person was unable to provide you what you needed emotionally because of their own self-doubt, fears, and underlying emotional issues. And I feel like you're receiving this message right now because on some level, this person really wants, they've been looking into the details of this situation. They've had some kind of an awakening, or maybe if this isn't about the other person necessarily, this is about you maybe having to, like I'm seeing somebody organize their old files or something. It's like spring cleaning or something, like you're kind of like going through the documents in some way. Maybe this person has, like, yes, if this person's passed on, there may be some kind of like accountability in their wake type of a thing. So since there's so many different circumstances, of course, please apply it to how it's been. But definitely there's a new awareness emerging within you, within the other party involved, and it feels like there's also an awareness of how the effects are still being carried into the reality now, the situations that are playing out in this current moment. And Orion, skill, ambition, and momentum. I really feel like I need to look into the myth of Orion that's written in this guidebook. So one moment. Okay, Orion was a legendary hunter with abilities far beyond the average person. When hunting with Artemis, goddess of the hunt, and her mother Leto, Orion pridefully boasted that he would kill every beast on earth. Disgusted with Orion's hubris, Gaia, the primordial goddess of the earth and mother of the universe, sent a scorpion to kill him. To Gaia's pleasure, the scorpion stung Orion on the heel and killed him. Zeus placed Orion among the heavens in memorial to his exceptional skill. Appropriately, the scorpion was eventually added to the heavens as well. Orion was an incredible figure. He had accomplished much in his life and was a figure of action, accomplishment, and ambition. Traditionally, knights in the tarot symbolize action taken using the qualities and pace of the elemental suit. Orion's abilities included strengths in tactical planning, skillful use of his knowledge, and an active desire to do more, be better, and push his boundaries. So, for a lot of you, I feel like this person, while they were really skilled, this underlying emotional issue, this self-doubt and fear turned into something where this person disappointed you. And for some of you, I'm getting the message that if this was a romantic partner, there's something maybe involving parenting. That's why there was that original message about parenting, where it's like this person wants to acknowledge the ways that their own inability to take responsibility have affected you and forced you to maybe be parentified in your younger years, or take on a lot of the burden of being a parent, because this person maybe took on more than they could actually fulfill. Like, it's like making a commitment and not being able to actually see it through. But still, there's an acknowledgement that this person was doing exceptionally for the circumstances that they were put in, or something like that. The skill, ambition, and momentum. It's like, no matter how much this disappointed you, this person, I feel like in your mind, is still like one of the greats, essentially. Like, there's somebody who, you know, you still have a lot of respect for, or you saw like kind of their ability to persevere through situations, and the mark that they left on your life, and the energy that they brought in terms of helping you to change your life, and in terms of helping you to have a certain perspective. Like, you still hold them in high regard in that situation. And I do want to say, with that story of Orion, it does feel like there was some maybe like divine intervention in how this relationship has been pulled apart in some ways. And it feels like there's a sense of like this situation really being out of your control at this moment in time. And a recognition, there's a lot of air energy too, I'm seeing. So there's a recognition that you may still think about the situation a lot or have a lot of questions, but it's like, because there was this divine intervention in like the change in trajectory in the relationship, it's like your spirit guides are coming forward to say that they are also wanting to intervene again, to help you with the healing process, to help you with the forgiveness, to help you to let go of some aspects of this situation that I feel like you are still struggling with, or that maybe you're still like in the physical experiencing some emotional challenge and heartache over. You may feel bound to certain like trust issues maybe that this person brought into your life or created out of the emotional dynamic between the two of you. Whether this was a parent, you know, partner, or somebody maybe you're co-parenting with. Let's see, is there anything else that we can get from you, spirit guides? They're throwing way too many cards, so I'm going to reshuffle. One more. I'm feeling like we need one more. Okay, he gave us two. That's fine. For a message of forgiveness for group 3. So I'm going to put these on top of the 3 cards to kind of clarify. We have Kava Kava on top of the Knight of Air, on top of Orion, with community. The Hibiscus with joy on top of Microscopium, detection, detail, and investigation. And Calendula, purity, on top of Cetus. So definitely there's a purification of this emotional energy. And this is ruled by the sun. So there's like a bird, you know, a little nude child. So definitely, if you do have children with this person, or if your inner child was affected by this situation, there's a sense of forgiveness, allowing you to understand the underlying emotional issue, not take responsibility for this underlying emotional issue in this other person, and also to release yourself of the self-doubt and the fear that has resulted from this, and essentially purify the sense of personal power that you have, your ability to go into the world, to be affected by the world, for the world to receive you as well. There's a sense of like relearning dependency coming out of this. It is not a sin to be dependent on anything, on any person in this life. You know, when it becomes out of balance and we're overly dependent on something, or, you know, we're an adult who is in an imbalanced dependence with something, you know, then we can reapproach the issue of dependence. But it feels like for this group, if you're here and you're resonating with this message and you know what I'm talking about, there's an energy of having to rebuild your dependence through this act of forgiveness, and it will purify your ability to depend on others to meet your emotional needs. This hibiscus with joy, I'm feeling like these two birds are really like mirroring each other, so the hummingbird may be a really important symbol in this situation. Maybe there's if this person is on the other side, maybe that's how they appear to you, or there's another ancestor who's been trying to appear to you through the form of I almost said a hibiscus, but I meant a hummingbird. But maybe both. I almost said baby, so interesting. There's definitely a spirit guide here who kind of like stumbles over their words a little bit, or they're a little chaotic. They like to use some of that like chaos magic to bring in synchronistic like messages to you. But they're wanting you to like also find joy through these things that they seem like they're like divine detours, like things aren't going your way, but it's like this joy is actually helping you to take the long route, to take the scenic route, to be able to approach and encounter these parts within yourself emotionally that are needing your love, your tenderness, and your understanding to come forward and focus more on that joy. The chrysocolla that you chose too is a stone of like the goddess, the stone of clear understanding and receptivity, and allowing for things to flow and release and move through us. And it feels like there's something that your spirit guides have been really wanting you to focus on creating as well. And so getting into that creative energy and embodying that joy is going to help you to breathe life into new energy that you want to invite in. And with the Kava Kava and community, this is, I feel like, a more complicated message where it feels like, because Kava Kava, when you take it into your body, it relaxes you, it releases stress, and it kind of numbs you and tingles you and gets you in these like warm and fuzzy energies. And it feels like on top of Orion, there is a sense of like joyfulness and rebirth that is coming forward, because Orion is reborn in the stars. There's like an energy where however the situation has crumbled, however it's ended, however it's broken down, there's a sense of like your spirit guides and this person as well on like a higher self level wanting to encourage you to keep leaning into community, to continue to connect deeply with the other people in your life, to continue to cultivate community, and to allow yourself to detach in healthy ways from the influence that this person had on your life, so that you can continue to recover and heal and like spread your wings and transform. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to give you your final message from the card that you chose, the Rumi Oracle. And I want to give you a moment intuitively to just look over this image, see this kind of dancing figure in the red. Definitely a healing of the root chakra that's coming through, maybe even the throat, because we had a lot of blue and red going on. Maybe the solar plexus as well. Yeah, it's like something is kind of like rising from the ashes in your life. So let's see what this says. Sacred Phoenix Heart. Wow. Rising from the ashes. Okay, this is definitely a message of rebirth from this forgiveness. Reason says there is no way out. Love says there is a way, and I have traveled it many times. Perhaps you are scratching your head quizzically or are in deepest despair because you have met a dead end, a frowning no, or a dismissive laugh upon your quest. Love guides us through travails that seem improbable, if not impossible. It does not shy away from any challenge or any cause. Love says there is always another way. And I feel like that's really the core of this message, is that your guides are saying that, this situation is requiring only your forgiveness, only your ability to let it rebirth, turn into compost in your life, and give you reason to rise again and find something to reinvest your time and your energy into, to allow yourself to purify any of these energies that may have allowed you to believe these things that are untrue about yourself, and to reclaim your joy in community with others, bringing people together in your life. So I want to thank you so very much for being here and allowing me to read for you today. If you are interested in a personal reading or a Reiki session, I have those linked in the description at my website below. Otherwise, I'm so grateful to you. I hope you have a beautiful day with lots of love, and I will see you in another video, my friend. Bye.